Okay, today we just wanted to spend a few minutes talking about Steadicam, a Steadicam shot, and really what's the point of a Steadicam shot? And do you really need a Steadicam shot? And and before I even get into that, we just wanted to make this point of that just because you have the technical capability to do a shot, no matter what that technical capability is, whether you're doing a pan on a tripod, it's a lock shot on a tripod, it's a handheld shoulder rig, it's a Steadicam, it's a crane, it's a slider dolly. No matter what your technical capability is, you really need to ask yourself, what is the emotion that you're trying to convey with the scene that you're shooting? And then based on what that emotion is, or what that the effect you're trying to create from that scene, then you let that determine what your technique should be, what your technical capability should be. So this could save you a lot of money too, because it may be that you don't need half the equipment you think you do, because you don't really need that effect. You're not really looking for that effect, or that effect is really just unnecessary, so to speak. So anyway, with regard to Steadicams or gimbal rigs that they have now, you can spend hundreds, thousands of dollars on these things, and the point is, do you really need to? And so you need to go to the first part, and that is, what does a Steadicam actually convey? What is the actual meaning of a Steadicam shot? And to answer that, there really is no scientific answer to that question. The answer to it is really just based on our own observations and practical experiences. The purpose of a Steadicam shot really is to convey a sense of real-time continuity. So it's essentially, most Steadicam shots are tracking shots. Either you're tracking in the front, or you're tracking from the side, or you're tracking from behind the actor or actors. You can also do a lot of circling shots. Steadicams allow you to get in and out of a scene and have a lot of fluidity. But primarily, the Steadicam is one of continuity. So there's really no break when you're doing a Steadicam shot, because you're tracking whatever the action is. But typically you're doing a following shot, or you could be tracking in front. And the effect of that really is the effect of a tracking shot. And a tracking shot conveys a sense of characters navigating their environments in real time. If you're following somebody, it's a little less personal than if you're tracking in front. If you're tracking from behind somebody with a Steadicam, really it's depersonalized, in the sense that we can't see the person's face. We can only see the back of their head. And if we can only see the back of their head, we really don't have any way of knowing what they're feeling or how they're responding to what they're seeing. As opposed to, if you're tracking in front of somebody, you get the real-time environment, plus you get to see the person's face. So you can have some sort of emotional engagement with the character if you're doing a tracking shot in front. The one thing about a Steadicam, it's good to compare it to a handheld shot, because a handheld shot has more shake. It's shakier, and it conveys a little bit more real time, you are there energy. Steadicam shots are smooth and steady. They do not necessarily convey a documentary feel or the sense of the camera's presence like a handheld shot would. Steadicam shots feel professional, observational, and strangely more detached, because they are so smooth. They can also convey a more dreamlike or supernatural feeling, because movements in life are rarely that smooth. There's actually a scene in the Terminator movie where the Terminator is chasing Arnold and the kid, and the truck goes under an underpass and explodes. And then the Terminator comes out, he's in the liquefied form, and then he turns into the police officer. And when they shot that scene, it was actually perfectly smooth. They shot it with the live action with the Steadicam, but when they went back and looked at it, it was too smooth. And I mean, the truck just exploded, so it made more sense to have a little bit of shake to that shot. So even though they shot it with the Steadicam and it was perfectly smooth, they went back and added jitter to it to convey the sense of handheld. And so that's the question to ask yourself. Are you wanting to create a dreamlike state? Are you wanting to create supernatural feel? Do you want a detached professional feeling? Um, and if that's what you want in your scene, and that's what your scene calls for, then by all means, get yourself a Steadicam rig. So with that, we'll watch a little bit of the footage again, and thank you very much for your time, and please subscribe if you can.